Hello friends, this is third part in the chapter carboxylic acids. Till now we have studied the nomenclature, methods of preparation, physical properties and some chemical properties of carboxylic acids. In our previous session we have dealt with two chemical properties, under which the second chemical property was reactions involving reactions involving COH bond cleavage. We were dealing with the reactions involving COH bond cleavage. Under this we have studied, if I am not wrong, we have studied three properties. The first property was formation of anhydride. The second property was esterification. The third property was reaction with PCl3, PCl5 and thionyl chloride. We have done these three properties. Today we shall continue with the remaining properties. Under the same we have fourth property, it is reaction with ammonia. This is a favorite question and an easier question to remember because it appears multiple times in the exam. In this reaction, a carboxylic acid reacts with ammonia. When these two react, what is obtained? It is very easy to remember. See, combine all of them, RCOON, 3H and this 1H, so RCOONH4. You will get ammonium salt. The same ammonium salt, upon heating it will lose water. How will it lose water? You separate one oxygen from here and two hydrogens from here. So when water is gone, you will be left with RCONH. Two hydrogens are lost, so two hydrogens are remaining. You will get amide. This question will be asked as, how do you convert a carboxylic acid into an amide? Question mark, give equation. How will you write the statement? Whenever carboxylic acids are reacted with ammonia followed by heating, they will give you amides. Some books directly write the product by eliminating this step. Even if you write in that way, it is not wrong. Depending on the value or the marks given, you have to write the answer. For example, if it is the question asked for 3 marks, how does carboxylic acid react with ammonia? Give equation. If this is for 3 marks, then you will write statement which carries 1 mark. The remaining 2 marks will be for the equation. From here till ammonium salt 1 mark, from ammonium salt till amide the second mark. So you will have 3 marks for this. Try the same example with specific carboxylic acids, like take R as CH3COOH. Ammonia remains same. Now guess what product is obtained? CH3COONH4. You will get ammonium acetate. The same, upon heating will lose water. 2 hydrogens from here, 1 oxygen from here. Then you will have CH3CONH2. You will have acetamide. The reason why I am giving you any specific example is because you will be asked what happens when acetic acid reacts with ammonia. Name the product obtained. You should be able to remember the name. It is acetamide. If the same R is replaced by benzoic acid, if it is reacting with ammonia, what product is obtained? It reacts with ammonia to give you COONH4, ammonium benzoate. It will give you ammonium benzoate. This upon heating will lose water to give you benzamide. It will give you benzamide. It will give you benzamide. So these reactions are important. Out of all the four, esterification, sometimes reaction with PCl3, PCl5 or thionyl chloride, and frequently with ammonia. These two are important from the second heading, that is reactions involving COH bond cleavage. Now let us go to the third reaction set. It is reactions involving carboxyl group. Reactions involving carboxyl group. Under this you have only two reactions to be remembered. One is reduction. The first one is reduction. You should be knowing, if carboxylic acids are reduced, what product is obtained, because it was one of the reactions in alcohols. It was one of the methods of preparation of alcohols. You can prepare alcohols, especially primary alcohols, by using carboxylic acids. So here we shall see that reaction. Whenever a carboxylic acid is reduced using lithium aluminium hydride, or what is B2H6? It is diborane. Choose any one of them, then you will get RCH2OH. You will get primary alcohol. For this to happen, you need to eliminate these two. You need to eliminate these two, or else you simply can understand this by add one hydrogen here, one hydrogen here. So it will give you RCHO plus H2O. This is gone. Till now you utilized two hydrogens, so write those two hydrogens here, 2. But aldehyde is obtained. How do you convert aldehyde into primary alcohol? You again break here, add one hydrogen here, one hydrogen here. So RCH2OH. You will get primary alcohol along with water as a byproduct. So total number of hydrogen atoms used are 4. You may ask, sir, can I use other reducing agents also? You can use other reducing agents also, except NaBH4, sodium borohydride. Sodium borohydride is a selective reducing agent. It does not reduce carboxyl group. If you are reducing carboxylic acid, do not use sodium borohydride. It should never be used as a reducing agent. Excluding this, you can use any other reducing agent of your choice. Let us see some examples. In place of R, write CH3COOH. Same 4H, lithium aluminum hydride. Try which product is obtained. Again with benzoic acid. Simply looking at the general reaction, you should be able to solve some examples. So if I use acetic acid, I will get CH3CH2OH. I will get ethanol as the product. And if I use benzoic acid, I will get benzyl alcohol. How these are obtained? You practice in your home. Then after the first property reduction, we have the second property or second reaction. It is decarboxylation. It is decarboxylation. It is an important question in exams. I hope and I believe you have studied this reaction in your first year. This was one of the methods for preparing alkanes, for preparing hydrocarbons. Now, if you do not remember, fine. What is decarboxylation? You see, oxidation means addition of oxygen. Reduction means removal of oxygen. Hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen. Hydration means addition of water. Carboxylation means addition of carboxyl group. On the same line, decarboxylation means removal of carboxyl group. It refers to removal of carboxyl group. From any carboxylic acid, if you are removing this group, then we call such reactions as decarboxylation. We call that reaction as decarboxylation. For this to happen, you do not have to use carboxylic acid as the main reactant. Use its sodium salt. In place of RCOOH, you replace this hydrogen by sodium atom, then it becomes sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Use sodium salt of carboxylic acid, or it is simply called sodium carboxylate. Okay. Now it is reacted with sodium hydroxide in the presence of calcium oxide and heated. You are supposed to remember what mixture of these two are called as. Sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide's mixture is known as soda lime. It is 1 mark question. Name the decarboxylating agent used in decarboxylation of carboxylic acids. It should be soda lime. Or what is soda lime? What is it used for? Soda lime is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. It is used for decarboxylation. It is used for converting carboxylic acids into hydrocarbons or carboxylic acids into alkanes. How does this happen? Let us see. Okay. Now, when sodium salt of carboxylic acids are heated with soda lime, then you see, you eliminate this part. Na is gone into COOO. This much part is removed. What is left? RH plus Na2CO3. You will get alkanes as the product. Okay. Calcium oxide will not participate in the reaction. How do you write the statement? When sodium salts of carboxylic acids are heated with soda lime, that is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide, decarboxylation takes place to give you alkanes. Decarboxylation takes place to give you alkanes. Try the same reaction with sodium acetate. Try the same reaction with sodium acetate. What product is obtained if sodium acetate is heated with soda lime? Eliminate this part as Na2CO3. Na2CO3 plus CH4. You will get CH4. If the same you try with C6H5COONA, if this is not understood, it is nothing but sodium benzoate. Both are same. If these are reacted with soda lime, then you will get benzene as the product with sodium carbonate. It is for this reason, while writing statement of decarboxylation, do not use that specific word alkane. I'll repeat the statement, listen properly. Whenever sodium salts of carboxylic acids are heated with soda lime, alkanes are obtained. This statement is wrong because you may or may not get alkane. Here you did not get alkane, you got an aromatic hydrocarbon. For this reason, you should say the statement as whenever sodium salts of carboxylic acids are heated with soda lime, corresponding hydrocarbons are obtained. That is enough. Whether it is aromatic hydrocarbon, aliphatic hydrocarbon, it is an alkane, that is immaterial. You give any one example of your choice, that will be enough. Okay. How do you write the statement? Whenever sodium salts of carboxylic acids are heated with soda lime, we get hydrocarbons. This reaction is called decarboxylation. What exactly is decarboxylation? It is the removal of carboxyl group from carboxylic acids. Do you use carboxylic acids for decarboxylation? No. You have to use sodium salt of carboxylic acid. And what is the decarboxylating agent used? It is soda lime. What is soda lime? It is sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide mixture. Whether heating is required? Yes, heating is required. Along with what? Along with sodium salt of carboxylic acid. What product is obtained? You will get hydrocarbon and not alkane always. Okay. If this is done, there are only two properties or two reactions under the heading reactions involving carboxyl group. Then we have reactions involving, the fourth heading, we have reactions involving hydrocarbon part. Reactions involving hydrocarbon part. Under this you have one reaction, that is halogenation. It is halogenation. Just like I said, addition means addition of something, adding something. Oxidation means adding oxygen. Hydrogenation means adding hydrogen. Hydration means adding water. Carboxylation means adding carboxyl group. Halogenation, it refers to either adding halogen or substituting halogen. When I say halogenation, it necessarily does not imply addition always. It could be substitution also. So let us see how this is done. Now, for halogenation, you need any carboxylic acid which has got alpha hydrogen in it. Go back to the nomenclature class. What is alpha hydrogen? Alpha hydrogen is the hydrogen which is attached to alpha carbon. What is alpha carbon? Alpha carbon is any carbon which is attached immediately adjacent to carboxyl group. Example, you see, if I take this example, RCH2COOH, excluding this carboxyl group, the next carbon is labeled as alpha. If there was another carbon, this is labeled as beta, the next carbon as gamma. Okay. So those hydrogens that are present with alpha carbon, they are called alpha hydrogens. So for this reaction to take place, you need a carboxylic acid which is containing alpha hydrogen atom. This is first condition for halogenation. Whenever a carboxylic acid containing alpha hydrogen atom is reacted with a halogen, this halogen should be always either chlorine or bromine. It could be either chlorine or bromine, not others. Not others. Whenever a carboxylic acid containing alpha hydrogen atom is reacted with halogens like chlorine or bromine in the presence of red phosphorus, if it is not available, then iron or iodine as a catalyst. Among all the three, you can choose any one of your choice. You may say, sir, you have chosen two halogens here, there is one more halogen here. Iodine does not get easily substituted. It is taken as catalyst. To avoid confusion, forget iodine, remember these two. At least red phosphorus is compulsory. So whenever any carboxylic acid which contains alpha hydrogen atom is heated with halogens in the presence of red phosphorus or iron or iodine as a catalyst, then this halogen gets substituted in the hydrocarbon part. The same heading, reactions involving hydrocarbon part. It gets substituted in the hydrocarbon part, keeping the carboxyl group intact. without damaging, without harming the carboxyl group, the halogen part gets substituted in the hydrocarbon part. How? See, RCH, you removed one hydrogen from here, attach, substitute one halogen plus HX. You removed one H from here, X from here, so they are byproducts. Now this is alpha carbon, therefore it is alpha halocarboxylic acid. Alpha halocarboxylic acid is obtained. I'll tell the statement once again. This is final statement. When a carboxylic acid containing alpha hydrogen atom is heated with halogens like chlorine or bromine in the presence of red phosphorus or iron or iodine as a catalyst, alpha halocarboxylic acids are obtained. This is statement. This is an important question because it is a named reaction, and most of the times, 9 out of 10 times, this has appeared in the question paper because it is the only named reaction that appears in carboxylic acids chapter, and this is called Hell-Volhard-Zelinsky reaction. It is called Hell-Volhard-Zelinsky reaction, or simply HVZ reaction or HVZ reaction. It is an important question and most frequently asked question, so do not neglect this one. I will tell the statement for the last time. When carboxylic acids containing alpha hydrogen atom are heated with halogens like chlorine or bromine in the presence of catalysts like red phosphorus or iodine or iron, you get alpha halocarboxylic acids. This reaction is called Hell-Volhard-Zelinsky reaction or simply HVZ reaction. What kind of questions can you expect from this equation? Like, they will give you the equation, you are supposed to identify the products, the name of the product and the name of the reaction. That is for 3 marks. Or else, you see, if this is given CH3COOH plus Cl2 under the same conditions, what product is obtained? You keep COOH as it is, CH out of 3, you eliminate one hydrogen, that hydrogen will go with Cl, here you will have CH2, here Cl, understood? So you will get chloroacetic acid as the product. What happens when acetic acid is reacted with chlorine in the presence of red phosphorus? The product is chloroacetic acid. Name the reaction. It is Hell-Volhard-Zelinsky reaction. Then if this is done, you have another reaction. The last reaction is, it is ring substitution reactions or electrophilic substitution reactions. For this you choose benzoic acid, subject it to reactions. Subject it to reactions. You should know that for electrophilic substitution reactions, the group already which is present in benzene, it decides where the incoming group should come and attach to the benzene. I have already said you, those functional groups which contain multiple bonds in them, they are meta-directing groups. They are meta-directing groups. You might have studied this in aldehydes and ketones also. Benzaldehyde was a meta-directing group. Then acetophenone was also a meta-directing group. Phenol, if phenol is subjected to electrophilic substitution reaction, it is ortho and para-directing group. Aniline contains benzene with NH2. NH2 does not contain any double bond or triple bond in it, therefore it is also ortho para directing group. Any haloarine like chlorobenzene, it is also ortho and para directing group. Likewise, here benzoic acid contains carboxyl group. That carboxyl group is a meta directing group. Keeping that in mind, if I carry out bromination in the presence of ferric bromide, what product is obtained? I will get Br here, sorry, I will get COOH as it is, Br here. Then you may say, sir, why can't I carry out chlorination? For chlorination you need FeCl3. You can do that also. You can do that also. But sometimes ferric chloride, not ferric chloride, if you take here Cl2 in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3, this is not to be used. Instead of this you can use ferric chloride for chlorination. The reason why anhydrous AlCl3 is not used for chlorination is because anhydrous AlCl3, it goes and reacts with the carboxyl group. For electrophilic substitution reaction, carboxyl group should remain intact. Only the hydrocarbon part should get substituted. But if you choose anhydrous AlCl3, it will go and attack carboxyl group. Both of them will react. For this reason, and to avoid confusion, I did not explain to you about chlorination. I chose the example of bromination. Now, if the same is subjected, if the same benzoic acid is subjected for nitration, if it is subjected for nitration, then you will have same benzoic acid, here NO2 group, here NO2 group. Now, if the same is subjected for sulfonation, you will get benzoic acid, here SO3H. You will get meta benzoic acid sulfonyl group, sorry, meta sulfonyl benzoic acid. You will get here meta nitro benzoic acid. In the first one, meta bromo benzoic acid. Now my question is, can you carry out Friedel-Crafts reaction for benzoic acid? I mean, can you carry out Friedel-Crafts reaction CH3Cl in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3? Whether this reaction is possible, here COOH and here CH3. Is it possible to carry out Friedel-Crafts reaction? Whether it is alkylation or acylation, you cannot carry out this reaction. Why? Due to the reaction of anhydrous AlCl3 with carboxyl group. Do not forget, this is also a 1 mark question for the exam. Benzoic acid does not undergo Friedel-Crafts reaction. Give reason. Your answer should be benzoic acid contains carboxyl group, and for Friedel-Crafts reaction the catalyst used is anhydrous AlCl3. Both anhydrous aluminum chloride and carboxyl group react with each other. For this reason, it is not possible to carry out Friedel-Crafts reaction for benzoic acid. Can you carry out chlorination for benzoic acid? Yes, if the catalyst used is anhydrous ferric chloride and not anhydrous aluminum chloride. Okay. Can you carry out nitration? Yes. Can you carry out sulfonation? Yes. You can carry out nitration, sulfonation as well as bromination. For chlorination, use anhydrous ferric chloride, and you cannot do Friedel-Crafts reaction. Having said that, we have completed even the chapter carboxylic acids. In our next sessions, we shall begin with a new topic. Thank you.